Hi guys, it's Sherry from Turquoise Dreaming. I am back tonight with a flip through of my teeny tiny journal here. I brought my camera in super close, so maybe hopefully you can see it, but I guess it's considered a micro mini because it's so tiny and it's made from a mini little golden book. So I did the first video on this on my cover and pages, so I already went over those. I debated between little closures here. I've got this ribbon on here now, which I think is perfect and the color matches perfectly. But I had a ribbon on here that matched the fabric right here, but it kind of overpowered the journal. It was like all ribbon when I put this on there, so, or all tie closure. So I might include this with a little goodie pack that comes along with this journal. I probably will, why not? And then someone can do what they want with this little piece of fabric. But I just left it off for now, so it didn't just totally take over my little mini journal here. But we're just going to do a flip through tonight. Hopefully I can keep my hands out of the way and let you see what's in here. But so we'll just untie. And I showed the cover on my last video, but it's just got the front cover here with the spine, and it's got fabric on the spine, sewn, zigzag stitched around. I used black wax cord. It's a black stitching. I like the stitching to show up usually, so I used a black thread, and this is the cute little back. So as you open up, you've got fabric covered, inside. The same fabric that's on the spine is on the inside. And it's a little bit of Christmassy, since this is a Christmas story the night before Christmas. I used a Christmassy fabric, but the journal is not necessarily Christmassy, just the cover. So it's a kind of an all-purpose little mini journal here. So the first signature we have, this is going to be fun. We have scrapbook paper. And here I lined the side with some banner. I was going to put a banner in here, and I was like, this would look really cute as a little trim. So that's actually a banner that I had bought at a little pack of a banner at Tuesday morning, and I used it for trim. So I thought that was really cool. Something different that I hadn't done before with a banner, used it as trim. We've got some graph paper. And this is scrapbook paper, and on this side of it I made a little pocket, and in here I made some little ephemera. I've got two tiny tags. This is a scrapbook paper tag. This is a little craft cardstock tag, and this is a little piece from Tim Holtz ephemera. So I have the little pack of the kind of like little tiny pieces of Tim Holtz, and I was like, oh, finally I can use my tiny ephemera in here because I think it's so cute, but I haven't used very much of it. So here's some like sketchbook paper, and that's a fold out. This is scrapbook paper, and I've got a fold out here, and on here I've got sewn a little ticket as like a tab. Okay, this is a piece of cardstock scrapbook paper. And I've got paper clipped on here, a special little envelope that I made just for this journal. You can get it off. So it's just made of scrapbook paper. It's like cardstock, and I didn't put anything in because I was afraid that I wouldn't be able to get it out. So you are welcome to put, whoever gets this, welcome to put something in there. I just didn't want to because I didn't know if I could get it out. So here is some notebook paper, some ledger, that is a fold out. This is the check register paper. This is Curious George book. This is a vintage Curious George too. He's a lot of the newer Curious George books have shiny pages, and the older vintage books usually have the flat matte pages or whatever. So this is little Curious George here, and that's double-sided, of course, with a flip out. I've got in the middle here the pink lined paper, and I've got the string or cord just tied in a bow here. And so then this is the back half of the second signature, you know, so it's the same papers. There's a fold out there, fold out here with the ledger. There's really lots of writing room in here and lots of room to glue in things, you know, little tickets or whatever you want, little pictures. I put a little ribbon trim right here on this page, it's sewn on. And then this is another flip out here. And then a pocket. And I made a little tiny bag here. This is a bag, and I have in here a little piece of craft, kind of a tag, label. And so I just tucked that in there. I made that out of a scrap from the popcorn bag. So my idea was to make a little popcorn bag out of the popcorn bag paper. So that's what that is. So yeah, that was fun making that little tiny thing. And here's the some more of the banner used as the side trim on this page right here. And so you can see this is the first signature, and it's covered with this pretty scrapbook paper, and that's the middle. In between the first and second signature, you can see the pretty fabric there. And so the second signature is the book. So it's the Night Before Christmas story, and I told in the first video how I put this together. So it's all, you know, I made sure, believe me, it was a little bit painstaking too to make sure this was all in order, because I took it all apart and tried to keep it all together, and then it got mixed up, so I had to end up reading the story. Thank goodness I know the story very well, because I got the pages out of order, so I had to like read the story and make sure I put them all back in order and put them all back together. So it is in order and all ready to be read. So this is the end of that second signature, a little story. In between right here, you can see the pretty fabric again. And then here's the third signature. So I have some, I'm going to call, I think this is actually stenciled paper. So I said it was either painty or, you could call it painty, but I think I did it with maybe a marker. I did so long ago, I don't remember. What I did was, I got this journal done kind of quick, but the reason I got it done kind of quick was because I already had the pages cut, because I made a little golden book journal a little over a year ago, and you know, it was in my shop and sold and everything, and my intention was to make a bunch more. So I had like several little golden books at the time. I made the one, and then I cut the pages for all of the rest of them. I mean, all of them. I was ready to just, you know, churn them out, and then I didn't do it. I just set my pages to the side, and I never did it until now. I've used some. So I had these pages all cut and ready to go. So when I decided to do this, all I had to do was the cover, have my pages cut, boom, and I'm done. Made my ephemera. So if anybody saw this and they thought, wow, she made it really quick, that's how I did it. I still have pages cut for several more little golden book journals. So maybe I'll make some more. They're just a little bit, I was commented under the first video that I found it restrictive because you have to do everything so small. I'm used to, you know, regular size pages where you have all this room, and, you know, on these pages, you just have a little bit of room. So it's kind of hard to adapt to such a small thing, but I totally enjoyed it. So I really do need to just make some more. But anyway, we saw the pages for the second signature. Back to the third signature. And so that was the fold out for like my painty or stenciled paper. Then I have some piano paper here. And that most of my piano paper is vintage. So this is a journal I took apart. This lined paper with a kind of a flower background. That's a little like notebook journal I took apart and cut up. And it has the holes and stuff where it was, so that I always think that's cool. Yeah, so then this is some more check register here. And here I've got a pocket. Here I did a little collaging with some scrapbook paper and some teeny tiny buttons. I have several of these teeny tiny buttons and I don't use them very much, so I thought this was the perfect opportunity to get out my teeny tiny buttons. And I have a teeny tiny playing card here for someone to have fun with and decorate or whatever you want to do. And then I have a little teeny tiny scrapbook tag here. I do sell these in my shop, so those are, you know, that's what I like to do with a lot of my scraps. I make those little scrapbook tags, so that's a listing in my shop. And then I have this little piece here with the holes again, and it's plain, but ready to write on or decorate. Here's a flip out of some, this is kind of, I think this looks like vintage notebook paper, the look of it. And then it has a hole there. But this is a piece of Tim Holtz I have sewn on there as kind of like a tag. And then some more of that paper with from the notebook journal I took apart. This is some more like the stenciled painty papers here. You can see the yellow dots on both sides. So I kind of like made my own scrapbook paper there or something. I don't remember what I was doing, but there it is. I think it's pretty. Sketchbook paper. Some more in the middle of music paper with 2 fold outs on either side. So on this side I have a little collage. I've got some vintage Denison label there and a little puppy from the Tim Holtz, and this is also a piece from the Tim Holtz ephemera pack that has the tiny little pieces in it. So that's what that is. And then over here I just sewed on a couple of the paper dolls, 2 little girls, and I think they're super cute. And again, a bow in the middle. I think I tied bows in the middle of all the signatures. And then, so this is the back half here. I put on, this is another piece from the tiny Tim Holtz ephemera pack. And then, let's see what else there is. Fold out here. Another piece from the Tim Holtz ephemera pack sewn on there. And that makes a nice little tab. Little pocket here with another collage. I've got scrapbook paper, a piece of that craft colored label, and a little butterfly, Tim Holtz butterfly. This is just some like graph paper journaling card kind of thing I made. Since it's tiny, I put it in there. And then a tiny little bingo card. That's Tim Holtz also. And then what else did I put in here? Oh, I put a little tiny, let's see what this is, little tiny manila colored tag. And then I have a little tiny file folder made out of ledger paper. So just a little, I want you to be able to see without my hand getting in the way, little tiny file folder. So everything's mini in here. So yeah, that pocket was sewn. I did as much sewing as I could in here. This is another little collage like tuck spot here on this music page. I've got the word magic kind of on a journaling card here. And that can be used as a journaling card or attached as a pocket or a tuck spot or a side tuck. Whatever anyone wants to do it, made into a tag. Put a hole in it and put some string in it. Make it into a tag. And then we're at the back, so you can see I put lots of pockets throughout and everything, and that's it. It's pretty much, it's done. It's in my shop, and I would say that I am going to, if you've shopped with me before, and maybe you've heard me say it before, but I always include a little, surprise goodie pack with my journals. So this fabric strip I'll put in there, and then a bunch of other fun goodies, and they'll be according to, I always try to go according to the journal, and like this is mini, so I'm going to try to put mini stuff in there. So I will see y'all next time, and happy crafting, and have a good night.